Welcome everyone. Today we are talking about playground stories for passive income. And we're going to review together an earlier version of the design. So we're going to take a few minutes to remind everyone about the mission of Koala. We're going to talk about the problem that we're trying to solve. Then what are playground stories? We'll do a design review, early design review. And finally, we would love to hear your feedback. That's the main point of this conversation, is to hear your feedback. So type it in the chat as I'm going through that presentation, but we'll also reserve about 30 minutes at the end to really hear your feedback. You know how we work. If you go easy on us and you tell us what you think we want to hear, it's nice to hear, but it actually doesn't really help us build a fantastic product. So don't go easy on us. Tell us what goes through your mind. Of course, if it's constructive, it's better, but we can take it, and we need you to be honest with us. All right. Koala's mission is to make teachers financially successful so they can one day buy a house doing what they love. So that's our mission for a couple reasons. The first one is that my grandmother is a philosophy teacher. Ben's mom is an ESL teacher. Ben's dad is also an instructor. We want to build a world where teachers make six-figure salaries. That's reason number one. And reason number two is, I'm not going to lie to you, it's also for selfish reasons. Because we think that if you can make millions by teaching through Koala, by creating through Koala, we'll also be financially successful. So it's for purely selfish reasons for Koala's success. But here's the problem. Live classes are really energy consuming. And feel free to tell me if I'm right in the chat or if I'm wrong. You actually can make a good income by teaching live classes one-on-one nonstop, but you burn out. Is that fair what I'm saying? I would love to
I'm gonna read you the comments that we have. Somebody who says, teacher Dana says absolutely correct. Elsa says yes, love a win-win for sure. Exhausting, 100%. So right, and it's hard to get kids into group classes when most want one-on-one. Of course, everybody wants one-on-one.
Yeah.
Definitely yes. Love my students, but I'm moving to a fully pre-made model without live classes. Catherine is saying that. It's super interesting. Love to hear more about that, by the way, Catherine. Yeah. Cynthia is saying very fair. Heidi says yes. Burnout, Tammy says, so draining. I had to cancel classes today because I am tired. Yes. Yes, true. Everybody seems to agree with you, Xav, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, okay. So we've built Koala Go, which of course we're biased, but we think is a great tool for live online classes, but it's still for live online classes. So the question that we're asking ourselves with Ben is, how can we help you also get a passive income? And I put passive between quotes because I think it's often misunderstood what passive income is, and it's almost a myth. Like I'm chilling, drinking little margaritas on the beach, and money is flowing into my bank account. That's not at all what we're promising. we want to build tools for you to have a perspective of an income in the future that comes in while you're sleeping. That's what we mean by passive income. But no income comes without hard work upfront. So it's not a promise to make a quick buck with zero effort, because that's definitely not. The creators, the Koala Go creators will tell you that it's far from being zero effort.
I'm seeing a few comments that are interesting about actually finding balance between live and asynchronous. I think that's super interesting, actually. The point that I think we're trying to raise here and exploring with you guys today is that, of course, live classes are going to be necessary and they're going to continue being a thing, obviously. I think what the point that Xavier is making is that at some point, like all careers, you can grow, you can scale. The problem is that if you just constrain yourself to live classes is that at some point you hit a limit, which is your own time. You can't just duplicate yourself and start teaching multiple kids at the same time. So we're trying to see if we can go past this and help you sort of evolve your career and allow you to scale more. Would that be fair, Xav?
Yeah, 100%. And combining both sources, like the active and the passive income together, is exactly what we're aiming for. Yeah. So that you have the option also. So our goal is to help you diversify from being a service provider who sells their time to students, usually one-on-one, to becoming a product builder. That's our vision. A product builder who sells a product to 100 students, 1,000 or 10,000 students.
Maybe the word product here is a little bit cold. Just to add a little bit of nuance to it. Obviously, product in the sense that you're going to be selling it, but I think experience could be a little bit more appropriate here, or like educational experience, maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to read a few comments here since there's a lot going on, a lot of conversation. Okay, I'm spending too much time planning and getting playgrounds ready. I need to find a more efficient way. I have TMJ and arthritis in my jaw. It is so hard to do live lessons. I bet I can't. Wow, I'm impressed. Catherine Wilkinson, like Ben, I would love to chat more about that with you. I usually love the teaching time, but I am using too much time planning. Yeah, a lot of planning going on, it sounds like. Same for Emily. I love my teaching time, but my availability is limited to reach more students with pre-made lessons. Very interesting. And the great thing with passive is that you make it once, but can sell it multiple times over. And that's what we're aiming at here, right, Xav?
Exactly.
We'll get into the details, but
yeah.
And then Elsa saying product for us equals the services that we offer. So this makes sense. Okay, yeah. Just wanted to make sure it was on a confusing term. Very cool. All right, keep going, Zach.
So what product are we talking about? Playground story. Now, what is a playground story? A playground story is a game that students complete on their own. And you've been asking us for that for a long time, for about a year already, asking us for ways for students to access Playground, and that's what we want to develop. A playground game that students complete on their own. So imagine that you have a link, you build that playground story, you get a link, you send that to a student, and that student has this page right here and clicks, and it says summer challenge, try to find all the Easter eggs in this English learning game, for instance. They click on start, and it starts in their device, on their device. You don't even need to be there. Let me give you an example. All right. All right, can you still see my screen, Ben?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, great. All right, so this is a little example that was given to me by teacher Sarah. Thank you so much. And she designed this. It's a kind of a prototype of a playground story to teach Chinese characters. So before I complete the playground story, I'd like to show you that it's very linear. It's very simple. There's just only one path, and I'm gonna have to go through the different challenges to complete the playground story. All right, let's see if I can complete it. All right, question 1, drag the picture into the white frame. Which is a koala? Is this the koala? No, it doesn't work. I guess this one. All right, let's go. All right, we're all gonna learn something today. And I would love some help in the chat for those of you who speak Chinese and who can write Chinese characters. So Ben, please let me know if there's some help here. Character.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, thank you. Character, which means the sun, and character, which means the moon. So I guess one of them is the sun, one of them is the moon. What do you think? I need help here.
I'm waiting for volunteers. Okay, Angel saying the right one is the moon.
The right one is the moon.
And Brenda says, I think sun is the one on the left.
Oh, nice.
Yep, that seems correct. Well done.
Nice. Ooh, hearts.
Well done.
Okay. Erin wants to help me, it feels like, because she just raised her hand. Which one means big? Which one means small?
So while people are guessing, I'm hearing some feedback around, we need to have the ability to add sound. And I cannot agree more with this.
Yes.
I'm actually very excited about giving you the ability to add sound, whether it's sounds that we already have, or you could add your own sounds that could be like recordings or songs or things like that. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. And then people are saying, let's see, Catherine's saying, I think left is small and right is big. So let's go with Catherine's guess.
Left is small. Yeah, and right.
Yeah, that's correct.
Big. Woo! Thank you, Catherine.
Yay. Well done. And I think a lot of people were actually right on this one. Yeah. Wow. Danielle, Chris, and other folks. Katie. Michelle saying recording option. Yes, please. Yep. That's the kind of stuff we're thinking about for sure. So keep in mind that what we're showing right now, of course, is a very early version of a story. But if we feel like this is going to pick up, we're going to be investing a lot of energy on this.
All right. So right now, yeah, keep in mind, I am a student and I am playing that game on my own. I am not a teacher right now. Okay, a new door and it says enter the passcode. But what passcode are we talking about? To open the chest, put the numbers in order of 1 to 10. Okay. Okay, I think I see. All right, I see 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines. So I'm gonna guess 1, 2, 3. I'm pretty sure this is 10. Okay, nice. I'm pretty sure this is 4. I'm gonna need help for the remaining ones. Which one is this? What number is this, please?
That's a 5, apparently, according to Danielle.
Yes, nice.
Well done.
What number is this? Maybe 6? Yes. Maybe 8? Nope. I'm going to brute force it. It's not very elegant. So 8.
That was 7, Danielle says. Danielle and Sharon seem to be very good with this, so we should follow whatever they say.
This is 8. 8.
Oh, this is 8.
9. Woo!
9 and 10. Very good. Oh, she teaches Chinese. Okay, well, that helps. Thank you.
That does help.
And we do have a combination code here. Okay.
9546. Okay. I see what's happening.
That's pretty smart, actually.
All right, 9 is this one. Yes. 4 is this one. Yes. 5, 6. All right, I'm cheating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9, 5. Yes, 4 and 5. 6 is this one.
A lot of people are Emily's saying, "Can I subscribe to Sarah?" And a lot of people are commenting on how cool this activity is.
I agree.
So I don't know if Sarah's with us, but if she is, this is great.
All right, almost done. Last challenge now. You puzzle. Okay. You. So ni is you in Chinese. I have no clue what the character is, so I'm going to need everyone's help. Top left.
Yes. While you're solving this puzzle, I do have a really cool comment by Catherine that I would like to answer. Well, first of all, there was a few people asking whether it would be possible to publish a playground story free, so that you have like a freebie version. Yeah, okay, we'll get to that. So I won't answer that right now, but I guess because I will get to that.
Nope.
Catherine saying it'd be cool for like a progress report, like a Nearpod with their quizzes, etc., that you can send for students to do independently. You gain a report. I think we're going to talk about that, right, Zab?
Actually, not really. I would love, this is super interesting, a progress report. Could you tell us a little bit more about what you mean by that? Like a way to grade, is it a way to grade your students? Wow, I'm basically fluent in Mandarin Chinese. Are you all seeing this? I hope you're impressed. Yee!
Yeah, I think there's a big interest around getting feedback as to people are my kids completing this, and how much time, and where are they getting stuck and stuff like that.
We're going to talk about that. Mm-hmm. All right, last challenge. Make a phrase up, down, left, right. Okay, so this looks like it's up. Kind of looks like an arrow going towards up. Yes, down. All right, left and right. There's one with the little rectangle here and one with like an eye kind of. Which one would be left? Which one would be right? Any help? All right.
The nail to the rescue. The right is on the right.
The right.
Yep.
Yes.
Well done. Okay.
Right.
Somebody was asking, can we limit the number of guesses and have them start over if they guess wrong? Okay. That's a cool idea, Angie. Haven't considered that.
And I know that Tammy is taking notes right now. This is those are really, really cool feedback.
Yeah.
Because indeed you could, as a student, you can brute force everything and not really remember anything.
Yep. I think Emily, you had also requested that you can mark an action zone to not go green when the correct action is answer is given. So that's something else we could also do.
Look at this. Oh. Hi, I'm Song, your new pet squirrel. Woohoo!
Yay!
Awesome.
Okay, that was a cool one.
All right. So this was an example of a playground story. Of course, is going to evolve. There's going to be sound. There's going to be an ending animation when your student completes the playground story, but you get the idea. Maybe we can take a little bit of time for questions, Ben.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so A lot of messages. I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything. So there was a question around the freebie. I think we're gonna answer this after. There was a question around like being able to get feedback and understanding a little bit how to improve your playground stories depending on how students have been able to complete it or not, or whether they get stuck.
Yeah.
So like having some kind of monitoring function to see maybe anonymized or not, I don't know, depending on your needs, to get an idea of how kids are completing it. And then, okay. Polly saying one introductory freebie would be fair. After that, not free. Or options for teachers to choose with which path is fair for their students.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about that. It would be awesome. And the guess is some students do need a little hint. Yeah, Emily's saying some students do need a little hint, some don't, I guess, Emily. So we need to find a way to allow for not using colors. I was thinking of having actually the way to do it is to have multiple styles of action zones. So right now you only have this one with like the fiery ectoplasm stuff, but we could imagine other styles, and one could be where you don't get the right answer, or it doesn't tell you when the right answer is entered.
Yeah.
Let's see. Michelle saying these features and functions will definitely make the product service offering more appealing to parents. Yep. Lisa is asking, will progress be saved if a student cannot complete the story in one sitting? And the answer to that, Lisa, is yes. They will have, if they've started a story and they get back to it the next day, they'll have the option to continue where they left off or to restart. So yes. Tammy saying this playground looks so simple to make. I don't know if Sarah's here. Maybe she can comment on how long it took her to do this. Catherine saying little pop-up motivational comments, etc. would be cool. Yeah, we could envision like that, or we could imagine like being able to have like a little pet that helps you out or that encourages you or something like that, like that little squirrel. Sharon is saying, will parents need to load an app to access the playgrounds? So at first, no. At first, it will just be a link that you can send them. That's the idea. I think Xavier is going to go into the details of that in a couple minutes. Yeah. But the answer is they won't need that in the beginning. Rena is saying, will the students be able to do a part of the story and then come back to it later? So I think I answered this. The answer is yes, they will be able to. Polly's saying, for example, my current student have homework as a built-in price in their packages that they have already paid for. Yeah. So you would want to be able to say, hey, for this student, I want it to be free or something. I hear you. You can think about that. Ruth saying maybe we can issue coupons. Will the stories be able to be packaged as a bundle? Good question, Kimberly. My students are already asking for an or option. How for the action zones? Okay, yeah, we'll get to that. I'll build that. Maybe an ability to send a parent a free coupon for one specific story that would otherwise be paid. You guys are asking the questions and solving it for us. Like I don't have to work right now. Yes. This is great. Yeah, me too. My students are waiting. Is it best to build a playground so that students don't have permissions to build or dig, so they don't find a way to progress without completing tests? So on the topic of permissions, of course, when you build your playground story, you'll be able to say which are the permissions that are specific to that playground. Okay, so you can say, for example, oh, for this playground story, I don't want my students to be able to dig, for example, because that would ruin my story. So you'll have this ability to set it. And Sandra is asking, will we be creating all of our own playgrounds to sell, or will we be able to buy another creator's playground story? Very good question, Sandra. I think the current vision is that some creators will actually want to build templates for other teachers to buy and reuse for their own stories. Now that will have probably a special license or something like that for certain, like, so the creator will have to opt in to say, yeah, I'm okay with other teachers buying this or using my playground that I have on the marketplace for stories. Yeah. So that's something we've been thinking about, Xander, and I think this is great.
We need to figure that out, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, this is definitely something on the table. Allison, when we build these, is there a way to do it without having the avatar inside? Just an easier way to build so it doesn't take as much time. Yeah, I see what you mean, like a God mode where you can fly around. I think we can definitely consider that, Allison. Okay. There's still a lot of, somebody's asking if it's recorded. The answer is yes, Drua. Took me half day to make this playground story. Oh, Sarah's saying, here we go. She's answering my question. It took me half a day to make this playground story. So the story you just saw took her half a day. I have some suggestions for Ben that will make creators create much faster. So we'll hear all those suggestions. Will this be mobile friendly? Somebody's asking. And Jacko, the answer is absolutely yes. We absolutely want this to run on even more devices compared to what Koala Go does today. So we're trying to support phones typically for this, for Playground Stories specifically. Could my VA build it for me? I don't see why not. I want to build some of the games that I play live with my students where they may play a card and then I play a card. Will there be a way for the computer, quote unquote, to play against the student, or is it mostly quiz format? Yeah, well, I think for the very first iteration of this, it's going to be mostly based on action zones. So some people will be able to push action zones pretty far. You can do a lot with action zones. It's almost like a visual programming language if you want. But yeah, if the answer is, if the question is whether you're going to have some kind of AI, maybe not in the beginning, but this is something we can consider as well for the future. Ashley saying, will the ability to use this be an additional fee for teachers or part of Pro? I think the answer is part of Pro, right? There's no additional fee.
Yeah, no additional fee.
No additional fee. I know that's super complex programming. Can there be a bag or inventory so that they can carry items and not have to drag things? Yeah, that's very cool, Angel. Very good idea. See, this is why we do these webinars, because you guys are just genius. I love hearing all of this. Well, we need to copy the playgrounds for each student. No, Ruth, you won't. When you publish your playground as a story, as a playground story, Koala will take care of everything for you. You won't have to do all duplication or whatever.
I'm actually going to show that.
Okay. Why don't we move on to that, because there's still a few questions, but
sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh yeah, this is an important point. You decide if a playground story is free or not. All right, so let's look at the design now. And it's an early version. It's a simplified version. I'm not showing everything, but that will give you an idea of what we have in mind. This is the teacher's view that I'm about to show first. That's the story of teacher Amy. I don't know what to put this. Yes. Teacher Amy has created 3 playground stories. She's published them, and she's created a level 1 to teach the basics of playground to her students, level 2 to teach about colors and animals, and level 3, will you find the blue panda? And this is her admin view, so only teacher Amy can see this. And she can click on start to play her own playground stories to make sure everything looks good. But she can also click on those 3 dots at the top right of level 1. And there's a few options that show up. She can rename that playground story. She can duplicate it. She can also get the story link. So this is important. It means that she will get a URL, a link that she can then share with students. And students click on this link and it sends them directly in the story. And she can also change the access. So let's see what this does if I click here. Access gives you 2 options. You can make that playground story free or make it subscribers only.
I think that font color for make free is a little bit too dark. I think you should make it more bright. Actually, Kirsten noticed Amy. If anybody has noticed the Easter egg here. And then Katie says we should make the link into a QR code. That's really cool.
Yeah, excellent idea. Yeah. Yes, I apologize. As Ben brought it up, my design skills are not the best. That's why I'm not the one doing the design at Koala, fortunately for you. But you see the idea. Teacher Amy can click on access, and right now it's level 1 is free, so she can change it to making it subscribers only.
I have a good question here I'd like to answer first. Dana is asking if it is possible to make it private. Sorry, I'm trying to parse the sentence. Is it possible to make it private if it is free? Yeah, so the whole private thing, when we first launch, the first time we launched Playground Stories, basically the only way for the students to get to your Playground Story will be through a link. If they don't have the link, they won't be able to access. So in a way, it'll be private, right? So you won't have like a place where all your stories will be findable for a student at first. They will have to have the link. But Xavier, I'll let you continue.
Okay, sounds good. Teacher Amy decides to make level 1 free and level 2 and 3 accessible to subscribers only. Now let's look at the parent and student view.
So Xavier, you mentioned subscribers only. I think you haven't talked about a subscription yet, so we'll have to maybe go into that.
Yep.
Maybe that'll be confusing. Okay, cool.
So, all right. So this is what parents or students would see. First of all, they see this page that Teacher Amy sent them, which lives on the Teach with Koala website, teachwithkoala.com/stories/Teacher Amy. And they have access to something similar as what we saw earlier, but with less options. Teacher Amy's games, I can search them, and I can click on Start here for level 1. And there's also a subscribe button in the top right. And this is, I cannot access this yet. So I'm going to click on Start right here. It's the first time I'm on this page. And when I click on Start, it's asking me who is going on the adventure. So I need to enter an email address. So I type an email, and you know the login mechanism would be very similar to what you have to do to log in to Koala Go as a teacher. So the student types their email address, and then the experience starts.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure there's a couple of things that are confusing about what we just said here, and I want to clarify them first. So what Xavier is showing here is what is the vision that we have in like the short to medium term. So the idea is that you will have your own page dedicated for yourself with all your playground stories there. And just like Zev said, on that particular page, you'll be able to have some free stuff, and you'll be able to have some subscriber only stuff. Okay, so that's going to be in the short to medium term. In the very, very short term, this is important that you guys understand. I just want to manage expectations here. In the very short term, the very first version of Playground Stories that will be released in a few days, it won't have, you guys won't have your portal like this yet. It'll only work through links. So you'll have to send links in the beginning, like Google Drive. Somebody said Google Drive or something. So that's going to be the first version. The next version is going to be with this portal here that we're showing. Hopefully this is a little bit more clear now for everybody. There were a few questions, but if I may take them. Dana was asking, oh no, sorry, I already answered this. Kimberly is saying, I'm picturing a subscription type set up for parents if they pay a monthly fee. That's exactly the idea, Kimberly. So they will subscribe to you. If you're familiar with how like Twitch works, or there's other platforms out there like Patreon, people subscribe to you. They don't subscribe to Koala, they subscribe to you. And then they have access to your content.
And
that's the idea. Yeah, was that You're going to show this? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to show.
Okay. Elsa saying, maybe we can have a demo that we can share online with our students to guide them through one. Yeah, absolutely. That's a cool idea, Elsa. Lisa is asking, will students be able to share this link to the free class? I think in the beginning, yes. So in the beginning, if you have, like I said, you're not going to have this portal yet. So people will click on links. Obviously, if there's a free class and somebody shares it with somebody else, they'll be able to use that free class. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cynthia's asking, how will they pay for this?
Okay. Yeah.
And also, yeah, okay. And before we answer this, Katie's is asking, trying to think of a fair monthly price for this. What are others thinking? I'm also very interested in what you guys have to say about that.
Yeah.
And then Catherine, sorry, can I clarify? Can we not sell individual playground stories? Is it just free or monthly subscription? Yeah, so the vision right now for the short to medium term is that you won't be selling individual ones. The idea is like, again, like just like a Patreon model, or there's a lot of models out there that are pretty successful with that work like this. People will subscribe to you and then have access to your content. And I would love to hear what you feel about this, because it's one of the questions that we had for you.
Yeah, that's one of the open questions indeed, is would you want to sell them individually? Would you want a subscription? Would you want both?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you don't mind, I'm going to move forward because we're going to get to the subscription. I'm going to share more information, and then we can do would love to debate on this topic, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah. I'm already seeing a lot of people saying both, but I think we should
Okay.
move on. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So once again, I'm a student. It's the first time that I'm on this page. I click on start. I have to log in if it's the first time. I continue, and then I start my playground story. This is, you may recognize, something that's on the playground, a creation built by Emily, which I purchased yesterday for these slides. But imagine that this is a playground story. I'm the student, I go down the stairs, I complete the different challenges until I complete my playground story. And it says you win, and I have fireworks, and I've completed this level. And at that time, I'm sent back to that page, and it gives me a check mark. It will be a better design, of course, just this is a concept design, but it will tell me that I've completed level 1, and there's a start button that appears on level 2. And if I click on the start button, here is where, as a student, I need to subscribe to Teacher Amy to get access. So this is an early design. Subscribe to Teacher Amy, learn through experiences built by Teacher Amy, access to all games built by Teacher Amy, 15 minutes of free build in Playground every day, and support Teacher Amy's work by paying $12.99 per month.
Yeah, and maybe that starts answering some of the questions. Some people were feeling a little bit of anxiety around, wow, if I have a subscription model like this, suddenly I have to create all this content for people to stay subscribed. Otherwise, they're going to churn. So, for example, Catherine is saying, so in the beginning, we aren't going to have many playgrounds in the subscription. Can we change the rate? So could we do like first month into rate and then increase the price? So I'll lock in into rate, then increase the price for anybody joining after the first month. So basically, I think a lot of teachers are asking, can we have control over the price? Yeah. Allison is saying long-term subscription is great, but it means you'll have to have a lot of material ready before you have a subscription available. So the question that we have for you today is, can we alleviate this pressure by offering some additional features? Just like, for example, one idea would be, hey, now if you're subscribed, you can have 15 minutes of free build in Playground every day. And maybe if you're subscribed, you can invite your friends, maybe you can imagine, or something like that.
I don't know if it's just me, but I don't hear Ben anymore. Can you let me know in the chat if he's breaking up for you as well?
Can you guys hear me now? Is it any better? Okay, I think it's just Xavier because but you're back, Xav, I think. Can you hear us?
It was me. Okay.
Okay, so just I'm just gonna repeat just for Xavier, sorry for everybody else. So the question is whether I know there's a lot of pressure around, okay, well, now parents are subscribed. This is putting me on a content treadmill. This is absolutely not passive income by any means. I'm gonna have to work my butt off to get content constantly so people stay subscribed. And that's kind of anxiety inducing. And we would agree with you, but the question is, can we alleviate this by Koala providing services to the parents, such as, like I said, free build in Playground. We can imagine like ability to complete Playground story with your friends. Maybe there's like some services to sort of quantify their advances and their progress. So we can imagine like, all these services that are provided by Koala that you don't have to build that would encourage them to subscribe to you. Maybe that's something that would be good. I don't know, just an idea. So some more questions here. Can I give my husband access to design the playgrounds for me? Yes, absolutely. Can I teach on the platform while he is also logged in designing for me? Not right now, but it's something we can definitely consider. Actually, no, you can right now. As long as he doesn't click invite student, he can actually be in the same account and build playgrounds. Sharon is saying, I like the idea of sales prices too. And/or the ability to offer it free for a set number of days as a freebie on our personal website to drive traffic to our website. This would be an awesome freebie. I agree with you.
Yeah, if I can jump in here, this is exactly the vision. Like you choose whether a playground story would be free or not, and the ones that are free, you can embed them on your website. You can share them on socials. You can send them to your list, and I'll explain later that whoever accesses it and plays it will have to give their email address, and we will give you access to all these email addresses. So it's also a freebie that can be a lead magnet and that allows you to collect a lot of potential students' email addresses who you could teach later or upsell other services.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I just want to make sure I answer all the other questions here too. Maybe Sharon is saying maybe different subscription levels, access to 2 or 3 games. The kids will love free play. Would this be their own playground? Yes, Catherine, that would be their own playground. Sorry, and there's more points. More comments that were added after. Kids I love incentives. Yes, 15-minute of free build is a great incentive. Kids will be at different levels. So is it possible to start them at their appropriate level? That's a good question, Katie. We were thinking about that. And I think that's something we can definitely add easily. Allison, also, there is no guarantee that you will have kids that want to subscribe. May not have the games they want, or I build according to what the students need. Each games take a lot of time to build. That's true, Allison, but it'll be our mission as well to make sure that we can encourage them to subscribe to you by adding whatever we need to do so. So it's not just your problem anymore, Allison, it'll be ours as well. Thanks for the empathy and problem solving, especially as many of us have students on completely different levels. That's true, I agree with that. Cynthia, concern with adding friends. Would that inadvertently allow pretend kids to get in as well? The whole privacy, security thing, we haven't fully fleshed it out, but we take it very seriously, obviously. And so this is not the type of thing where anybody can join your playground story and play with you or anything like that. It would have to be very controlled. Maybe even as a teacher, you would have to approve who gets to play in the story at the same time or something like that. I think a screening playground story would be nice. Yep. Could they purchase a set of stories for one price until we can build up enough for a subscription? Heidi, it's actually a really good idea. Something we had explored as well as an idea. So you can imagine, like, as long as you have fewer than a certain number of playgrounds and it's one-time purchase, for example, and then when you get past that, it could become a subscription model. But for now, I think, Xav, correct me if I'm wrong, but we want to first try the subscription model thing, see if it even bites, if it's even interesting for people.
Yeah. I think so. This is, and we may be wrong. We may be wrong, and that's also the goal of these conversations is exactly for you to tell us, hey, no, we don't want to do subscription, etc. Like for us, the subscription model allows you to start getting a recurring revenue, and us as well, because it would be a revenue split.
Yeah.
But we may be wrong, and maybe indeed it's too much pressure. Maybe the subscription unlocks after you've created your first 5 or 10 playground stories. And for that, you sell them individually. We're also trying to launch a first version as fast as possible to validate that parents are willing to pay for that. Because there's no point optimizing things forever if the parents are actually not interested in this service, and we can focus our energy elsewhere to make you successful. So even if the subscription model is not perfect, maybe that would be an initial version.
Dana brought up a really good point, and I was actually going to talk about it real quickly. So she's saying, on the other hand, I would not want Koala taking students from our company. Can those of us that have many students keep clients using our playgrounds from going to Koala's website? So you might have noticed that in Xavier's slides, nowhere was mentioned the idea of a aggregated marketplace. That is not what we're doing here. We are not making, out of Playground Stories, an aggregated marketplace where parents can go and find stories from anybody. So the idea is that you have your own little marketplace that is at your own link. And there is no way, at least in our roadmap right now, there's not going to be a way for parents to go and browse around and shop around for other teachers' playground stories. Okay, that's intentional. We really want it to be your own little marketplace, your own little website, if you want, with your own little playground stories.
Ben, do you mind if I finish the last 2 slides? So that
yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So the $12.99 per month, of course, is a subscription price that we can play with, and this is really, of course, highly dependent on what you think. But this would be a revenue share. 70% goes to teacher Amy, 30% goes to Koala, so that we can keep building really great tools, adding pets, adding animation, optimizing on mobile, making it run faster, maybe even one day build mobile apps, etc. So eventually, and this is my last slide, what teacher Amy gets from this is 70% of every subscription deposited automatically every month for every ongoing subscription. The emails of students and parents who played her free and paid stories. So you will get a dashboard that gives you all the emails of those students that are playing your stories. Feedback from students and parents, maybe a little messaging system so that students can say, oh, I love this story, or I didn't like it. This one, Ben tells me that it's actually pretty easy to do, and I think it's huge.
He says, well, nothing is easy, just to make sure, but it's definitely something that's doable.
It's doable for you to get access to the recordings of every session by students, meaning that when a student comes in and play your playground story, you can then have access to maybe a cloud or somewhere where you can visualize the whole experience, and you can see if the kid was just trying every sticky note to solve the riddle, or whether they were really thinking, where they were struggling, etc. And of course, this would not have any personal identifiable information for that student. No first name, no video, no audio. It's just an avatar moving through Playground. But this would allow you to improve the playground story, identify where maybe it's too complicated or where it's too easy for specific students. And of course, we want to give you analytics, as much analytics as possible, so that you can keep iterating on your product, keep improving it, maybe seeing completion rates. Out of 100 students that started level 1, how many actually completed it? Time to complete level, how fast did it take for people to complete level 1? And churn as well, which means the number of people who were subscribed and maybe stopped being subscribed. You'll get access to a dashboard of analytics that give you all this information and that allow you to keep improving your product.
Excellent. Can I take a few questions, Deb?
That's it. We'd love to hear your feedback now, please.
All right. So there's a long list. That's why I want to get started. Nadra is asking, and I'm assuming that's how you pronounce your name, sorry. If we send out the same link, how can we be sure multiple students won't end up there at the same time? So the link is not really like it's not like a room where people just join the room and it's always the same room. When they click on the link, it will actually be their own copy of that room. So there's no risk of multiple students being in the same room because it'll always be a copy. So hopefully that makes sense, Nadra. Angie is asking or saying, if they have access to Playground, would need to purchase gems, items, or would that be included? Well, I mean, like to complete your stories, they will need to purchase gems or items, but we can, I don't know, that's not really something that would be required for them to play your Playground. If they want to maybe improve their avatar or make their own playground build, like their own sandbox playground a little bit more interesting. Maybe they can do that, but for now, that's not going to be on the table. Emily's saying, as a parent, I 100% would rather the subscription. It feels more affordable and budgeted. Okay.
That's what we heard as well from our
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah. Michelle, I was thinking of offering bundles of playground stories. Yeah. Yeah, we can think about that too, Michelle. But like, I wonder what you think about the subscription model, Michelle. Sarah is saying, same, Emily. Katie, a subscription would be great for income each month. That's what we're aiming. This is why we're prioritizing subscriptions, because we know it's the most interesting deal for teachers. I mean, for you guys, for creators. Like when you have like people, when you have like people subscribing to you, you definitely have reliable income every month. I am all for subscription, but I want to be able to control and change it and offer promos, et cetera, et cetera. Very good, Catherine. Very interesting feedback. Okay. Clarice, I agree with Allison. The actual building process is daunting. The content is not. If we give a framework of a needed template theme, could this be made available for us? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want you guys to be successful. So if you guys need templates, if you guys need some like pre-built stuff that you can modify for your own, for your own work, we can totally do that. That's definitely the stuff that's up our alleyway that we would do. We would be advertising, and I'm assuming yes. Parents would only see our subscription model and not other teachers' models on Koala. That is correct, Tammy. That's the idea. So it's like your own, again, it's your own portal. And when a parent has your link to your portal, they don't get to see other portals. That's the back. Like we do realize that having a marketplace where all the portals or all the stories would be aggregated, it becomes like a little bit of a competitive, maybe a little bit toxic and scary because I'm going to lose my students to other teachers maybe. So that's not the vision. The vision is really to have your own portal. Karen, when you subscribe, it's only monthly, correct? They don't have a yearly option because I would increase my price. I have 20 stories versus 5, for example. Well, we can totally explore having like a yearly versus monthly, of course, with a discount. That's definitely something that would be interesting. Suddenly, somebody subscribe yearly to you. That's just a ton of income all at once. So that could be really nice. We are the business owners. Koala provides tools for us to build. That's right, Sarah. I think you totally understood. We do the marketing ourselves, Sarah says. Now, that's the expectation that we're trying to set here is that because we don't have an aggregated marketplace, we're not going to be doing so much marketing in the sense that we're going to be like, oh, look at our cool marketplace and all the playground stories we have. That's not what we're doing. However, we want to be able to be helpful towards helping you reach your marketing goals. So that's that, it's not, we're not going to be like, oh, completely hands off, you deal with life. We want to find ways to be helpful to help you reach a big audience if you can with your own portal. Yeah, is that correct, Zav? Am I? Yeah.
Yeah. And this is where we want to have a constant dialogue with you guys on what analytics you want, and maybe we can provide some advice and look at it. But overall, to make it simple, it will be your job to bring students to your portal, and then we're going to make everything we can to make the experience of students really engaging so that they really want to keep playing your games. And that's going to be us trying to gamify, trying to make it social, have pets, have gems, have rewards, all those things. If we can focus all our mental space on that, we can do a really good job. But if we're trying to also get students for Sarah's Mandarin Chinese class and students for the math algebra class, those are completely different audiences. So this is something that you will be much better than us at.
Catherine is saying, does pricing show for the student's location or only in dollars? I think we can definitely explore that. There's no reason we can't show the location. That's a good point. Yeah. Kimberly, suggestion, example, if I have 100 stories, but I want little Susie to start at 50, make an option to allow them to start at a certain, totally, absolutely. You're completely right. You guys think of everything. This is absolutely, people seem to be happy about the idea of like the not having an aggregated marketplace, but instead having individual portals. It seems fair for most people, as far as I can tell. It's an incredible income opportunity on the table here. That's what we're aiming at here. This is what we want. And any passive income takes tons of effort to build in the beginning. That's right, Sarah. But Cynthia, love that. You can also monitor who is using the stories. That's correct. That's the idea. Now we might need to have some kind of opt-in thing for parents, but that's the idea. Yeah. Amazing. Could we forward some of the recordings to parents if they want to see it from time to time? Love the idea, Dana. That's definitely on the table.
Maybe that should be part of the perks of the subscription.
That could be part of the perks. So if they subscribe, they have access to the recordings if you, the teacher, like give them access to it or something. Catherine saying, I cannot express on here how excited I am for this. Well, if you're excited, Catherine, just feel free to put a little emoji if somebody excited or something. We'll know from that. Karen, the recordings are a great idea. Lisa, can we have a suggestion area where parents can tell us what types of activities they want? Yes, Lisa, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the design you saw for the portal, of course, is a complete draft just that we put together just for this particular webinar to give you the idea. We're going to polish it. We're going to add features to it, and we're going to make it more and more interesting, especially if your parents subscribe.
Yeah. If I can jump in, Ben, that's going to be the secret of the success. It's going to be how often you talk to your users, how often you talk to parents and students. That's it. It's just going to be about that. Is how often can you listen to what they need and improve and create the stories that they need, etc. And if you keep iterating enough times, you're going to be very successful with this.
Idea is saying so you can make the same thing in an individual playground and put it in the marketplace for someone else to purchase. That's correct, Heidi. So we're expecting that there's going to be a lot of creators that are going to feel like, you know what, my playground that I've created here could benefit, this template I created could benefit other creators that are going to be trying to build their own portal and their own stories. So that you might want to publish it to the marketplace, the one that we currently have, so that people can purchase it and then use it for that. Now, like I said, we still have to figure out the license around this, because not everybody that creates playgrounds on the marketplace today will want them to be used, commercially. So we have to have some kind of opt-in or something we got to think about. And I'm thinking about Emily right now and Catherine and all the creators that are here, Katie. How can we be sure that a student won't share their subscriptions like Netflix? Well, if we have recordings, maybe it will be easier to see. We can have data around like who's using it and where, and maybe you can have control over who can access it. There's a lot we can do around this. I'm not exactly sure. I don't have a clear answer, but it's not something that's impossible to resolve. Netflix figured it out. We can figure it out. How do we get started with this? Ruth is saying, well, we're still building this. This is not live yet, but we're putting a lot of effort in this, and we're hoping to get something out in a couple of weeks. Seb?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Tammy, that's a fair price, she says. Megan, just in case, what can be done to stop parents from sharing that link? Well, if it's a link to something free, maybe it's okay, because in that case, they're discovering your content. If it's not free, if it's through the subscription, then they're going to be paying to have access to the content. So you actually probably want them to share so you get as many subscribers as possible, Megan. Emily, I want the ability to create different subjects and levels, ESL, literacy, math, history, science. Emily, this is fantastic. I love this feedback. I think in the beginning, you'll only get, well, that's it. Those are the stories that are part of the subscription. That's all you get. But like, of course, this kind of emerging use case will drive us to have categories, and maybe you'll be able to enable or disable certain categories for certain students. We can think about that. Once a student plays a story, can they replay? Yes, Ruth, they will be able to replay your stories. Michelle, I like the subscription model. Like Emily said, helpful for budgeting and provides flexibility for families. Yeah, exactly. Love and support this idea. You guys rock. April says, thank you. Yeah, very nice. Yes, I would love some templates, Yvonne says. Emily, but we can suggest other teacher subscriptions also. Yeah, of course, if you feel, you can totally do that if you want. You can definitely suggest to your parents other teacher subscriptions. That's not illegal.
And I'm assuming, sorry to interrupt, Ben, but I'm
assuming
it's okay. A lot of you teach math and you don't teach literacy, and you have a really good friend who builds a really good playground story on literacy. So they could absolutely be that collaboration, which we really encourage. We think that there's not enough learning, there's not enough quality education material out there, and kids need to learn every topic. So I think there's absolutely a lot of room for sharing links, and we encourage
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Jacko, it would be nice to ask the student some quick questions after they complete the task. Like, what part did you like the most? What part of this playground did you find hard? Yes, feedback. That's definitely something on the table as well. Especially in the beginning, we'll need to have some kind of way for students to give feedback, and especially
Very
parents
high
maybe as well.
priority. It's very
Yeah,
high.
it's a high
Yeah.
priority. Heidi, maybe another teacher would like to use another teacher's stories. Yeah, I think this could be done through the mechanism that I mentioned earlier, where this particular teacher who's interested in having other teachers use it for their stories would publish in the marketplace for free or for not free, whatever. And then teachers would be able to download it and then use it for their own stories.
So
Elsa, yeah.
yeah. So
No, go ahead, Elsa. Yeah.
what Ben is suggesting, and I want to make sure that Ben and I were on the same page, and that also you all agree, is that let's say somebody creates a template and publishes it to the marketplace. As you publish it and you sell it for $10, for instance, as you publish it, there is a little opt-in button that says, yes, I give a commercial license, meaning that, yes, I agree that some teachers will download this and reuse it for their playground stories that they will then sell.
Yeah.
I would love to hear whether you think that's fair. If it is, we can move fast and implement it quickly.
Yeah. And while you guys answer, I'm going to take a couple more questions. We need to remember that the biggest part of marketing is to show the value of these activities for our students. People will choose to invest their money where they see the value. Absolutely. So that also goes into probably the idea of having like a freebie that makes a lot of sense because they can discover the value. And maybe there's a lot we can do to show them what kind of value they can get from subscribing to you. Katie, if it's yearly, would you only get paid once? Me personally, I prefer monthly payments. Not sure about that, Katie. Likely paid once, but we can explore different options there. Heidi, can a teacher subscribe to a teacher? Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You can totally do that. No problem there. Lisa, other than sharing the link to our playground, how will we advertise? Very good question. What are the answers? What are the current thoughts on that exact?
Yeah. So, I mean, it really depends who your audience is. I don't have like a blanket answer for how you're supposed to advertise. It really depends what product you're building, what problem you're solving, who are your customers. So this is a starting point. Who is my ideal customer? And then the next question is, where are they, those customers? Are they on YouTube? Are they on Xiaohongshu? Are they on Instagram? Are they in that community meetup that happens every week there? So this is really like it will depend on everything it would depend on every one of you. I don't have one blanket answer.
Maybe one thing that we're going to be exploring with you guys is there's a lot of word of mouth amongst kids, right? So if a certain kid or parent, discovers your playground maybe because you shared it with them, and you could start with the parents that you already teach, their kids. So maybe like if the kid likes it, maybe they'll send the link to the friends, and it'll go through the school, and it'll sort of propagate like that, maybe.
Yeah,
But let's see how it goes.
a quick idea. There's a lot of kid YouTube influencers those days, and they're all love to show content and play video games on YouTube, and they all have a huge community of other kids.
Or Twitch, yeah.
Or Twitch, or on YouTube, and they all would love to get $200 to do a review and play live in front of their thousands of audience to play one of your stories.
Yeah. That's an idea, but this is all the stuff that we're going to be discovering with you guys, and we want to be closely informed of those tactics, etc., so we can also learn how to optimize with you. Karen, regarding subscription, maybe an idea is something similar to Patreon. I think Patreon has tiers, so that's what she's suggesting here, having multiple tiers. That could be a good idea. Nadra. Yes, if we had some templates, it would be easier to add content. Yep, absolutely agree. Cynthia, there could be marketing templates that could be available for purchase that can be individualized. Yep. Tiers are interesting. I agree, Elsa. I like Sharon's idea of tiers. Just an idea to further incentivize teachers to get more subscriptions. Possibly a commission model like Preply For example, you take 30% if the teacher has less than 50 monthly subscription, and if they have more than 50, you take a little less. That's a good idea. I didn't think that it was a thing. Maybe there's like some economy scale there thing we can explore. Katie, well, Chinese parents will be able to pay by scanning a WeChat QR code. I think the answer is yes. Right, Zev?
Okay, that is a little bit of a tricky one.
Okay.
Yeah, like WeChat payment using Stripe has been a little bit of a headache for us on the invoicing front. So I hope so. But
I think it was mostly a headache because each teacher have their own Connect account. But if it's our Connect account, I think it's not. Or if it's our own Stripe account, I think it's not too horrible.
Okay, we'll have to look into the implementation.
We'll look into it. Yeah.
But initially, in the first version, probably not. WeChat payment will not be enabled on the first version, but we'll try to add it as fast as possible.
And Elsa is asking a question similar to what Emily asked earlier: is if we teach different subjects, can we separate what games a student can access in our pages? And that's already like these are the emergent use cases we're interested in hearing. So I'm glad that you bring this up. This is an awesome opportunity. I'm seeing some emojis. We excited emojis. Creators can't wait to see the templates of playgrounds that you offer to begin making stories, Cynthia is saying. So that's also an opportunity is to create some templates that'll be usable for people that are interested in building stories. Could kids complete the activities multiple times? Yes. Teachers who don't create should have a way to purchase. Sorry, I'm going too fast. Teachers who don't create should have a way to purchase use. Yes, that's right, ID. It would be great if, for example, with ESL-based stories, the parents can view the vocabulary and grammar points the students learn with each playground story. They can see how it is worthwhile. Love that, Angel. That would be a fantastic reason for them to subscribe, for example. Will each teacher have the same subscription offers for their students? The cost, what is offered for the price, etc. I think this is TBD, Allison. We might start with a single price for everything because it's just easier. But as this evolves, obviously we can consider that kind of stuff. Having the sound options and typing feature will be important. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's on the roadmap. Or as mentioned, the progress, a record of what was mastered. Yeah. 100% on sound, definitely necessary. Maybe have two prices when purchasing playgrounds, one just for classes and one for stories. Interesting. This is the first time I hear this one. I think it might be fair for creators to get a percentage from licenses or limit the amount. Yeah, that's another whole can of worms. That's tricky. Maybe. Maybe. I'm not exactly sure what to do on this one. We'll think about it. And Emily's saying I was going to say that too, Katie. Yeah. It's really not clear how we're going to be solving this. So I think the question that Katie's asking is if I'm a creator and I build a template and then somebody buys it and then uses it for their stories and it makes money on it, does that mean that the creator also gets royalties from it? And the answer is, I'm not sure yet.
I just remember that one day, like some haters told us that our referral program was a Ponzi scheme. Do you remember this, Ben?
Oh yeah. We had it wasn't a hater. It was somebody who was just joking.
Okay.
But we felt a little self-conscious of that. I was like, oh no, people think we're a Ponzi scheme. No, not a Ponzi scheme, a multi-level marketing scheme.
yeah, exactly. Multi-level marketing scheme. So like what you are suggesting, I'm not sure it's 100% legal. So we'll need to do some research about this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we got to think about that. How would it work for the kids to have 15 minutes a day playing in playground? Would the teachers have to pay extra for that? Teachers won't have to pay extra. You don't have to pay extra for any of this as a teacher. That's the idea, right? Would it be included in our pro subscriptions? Yes. Would they have to buy gems in playground? No. And how would that work? Well, if we put a time limit, like Xavier said, then they literally just can only do 15 minutes per day. And then if they try to do more, they have to come back tomorrow.
The time limit, would love to hear your thoughts about this. We don't want playground to end up being something that kids play for 8 hours. I know very much that when I was a kid, I could easily start playing a game that I like for 8 straight hours, and I don't think it's healthy. So let us know what you think about the 15 minutes a day. It was just an idea, but we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. Lisa, Would having access to recordings make it so students can share with friends and essentially their friends learn how the game works without actually learning anything? Hashtag cheating. Well, maybe, but the purpose of the recording, it's not going to be public, really. No, you can't just grab the link of a recording and send it to somebody else. I think it'll be very closely, well, accessible only by the teacher at first, the creator, I mean, and then maybe you can give access to the parents, maybe temporarily or something like this. But no, the goal is not for students to go ahead and like share with the world. So hopefully that answers the question, Lisa. Allison, students stealing sign-in credentials. What about sending a new code to their email every time, like when we sign up for Koala Go? Cool idea, Allison. That's totally something we can do. Katie agreed. I like the idea of individualized plans. Maybe current students are charged one price and new students another price. Yep, that's also a good idea. Lots of good ideas here. We're definitely, Tammy, I know, is taking notes here, and we're gonna have the whole transcript of the chat after. So it might take a newbie like me sometimes to reach the creating stories stage. After its official launch, will we still be able to continue having? Oh, absolutely, Evan. This does not affect Koala Go as it is today. You're still be able to teach. We're still going to make progress on features for the Koala Go platform as it is today. We're not giving up on any of the stuff that we're planning to do to improve Koala Go as it is today. This is not like we're not pivoting. This is just something we're going to try, like a new service, something that we hope can make you successful. Emily, the templates would be much more affordable if there was a small percentage given to the original creator. Yeah, that's interesting. Heidi, yes. Cynthia, I would be willing to pay more for commercial license. Interesting. There should be a difference in price. Yeah, that's right, Emily. Maybe there's a way to like publish one playground as like, well, okay, just you can use it for your live classes, and another playground, oh, this one you can use for stories, but it's actually more expensive. Maybe we can consider something like that. Tammy says that would be fair. Yes, that is fair. Maybe have kids pass/master the lesson in the story before unlocking the next level. If they have a lot of trouble in the exit quiz, have built-in hints until they get it. Interesting. Yep.
Yeah, we have not mentioned that, but I briefly mentioned that in the example. I implied it, but we want to give you a way to serialize playground stories. So level 1 has to be completed in order to unlock level 2, in order to unlock level 3, etc.
That's right. Okay. And I know that we're way past time right now, so I'm trying to hurry up. The opt-in license, a great idea. How do you advertise for your students, blogging, YouTube, socials, etc.? TBD. We have to work through this together, Catherine. But the good news is that we're a huge community and we're going to be able to help each other on this. You can advertise on any of the social media to bring attention. Yeah, exactly. Advertise the same way that you advertise your current business, email, campaign, social media, etc. The only idea for advertising I have so far is to take clips of the stories and add the link as a QR code on the video and post to social media. Fantastic idea, Katie. Love to hear how that works out. Our parents are great examples of words of mouth. Absolutely. Word of mouth is very powerful in education. She says, oh, Xavier, thank you for that tip. I'm not sure what tip she's talking about.
I think the kid YouTuber.
The YouTube, yeah, that was a cool one.
That's an idea that I stole from Abby from our team, okay? That's not my idea.
Yeah.
I think it was a great one.
Credit goes to Abby. It would be cool to have your teacher avatar be a helper in the playground. Yes. And you could add your voice to it. Yes, Yvonne. Yes. I do love the tier idea, as the chair mentioned. Love helper avatar. Great idea, Yvonne. I'm with you, Katie. This was a fantastic idea. 2 new templates coming to the marketplace next week. So I guess, Tammy, you're already building templates. Very cool. Yvonne, I like the idea. I don't think they can subscribe via WeChat, Stripe, PayPal. I believe they can subscribe. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll figure out ways to make it simple. We do realize that there's a big market in China, so we definitely want to be able to make it easy for them. Okay.
Version 1 will be credit card subscription.
Yeah. I'm just going to focus on questions now. Love the limit. There's a lot of fun, very supportive comments. So I really appreciate those. Perhaps the creator can offer a one-time add-on license fee if we are going to sell. Very interesting. Yeah, maybe. That's a good idea, Kristen. That's something that goes to what Emily was saying earlier, like having different prices depending on what you intend to do with it.
But it's true that if creators of templates earn a percentage of your sales of Playground Story, they are even more incentivized to create a really kick-ass product. So just need to check on the legality of this, and this could be a really
yeah. We'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
And then I think the final question, finally, we get to the end, is having the option to add short videos in Playground possibly something that will be added in the future? It would be cool to be able to add a gift or short video. I lost it. To Playground Stories, especially. Interesting idea. I love it. And a lot of people are resonating with the 30 minute of free play. That would be reasonable.
Okay.
15 minutes might be too short.
Okay.
For my Chinese parents, especially, there would have to be a learning goal for the 15 minutes a day. My parents are not much into gaming. Yeah. Very interesting. Okay. I think we've answered all the questions. I might have missed some. I'm really sorry if I have. But in the meantime, oh, Elsa, did we cover families with more than one student? I don't think we have, but that's a good question.
Good
Not
point.
sure what to do about that. Maybe we can have like a family deal with multiple seats or something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll definitely address these problems one by one. Do they need one subscription or individual ones? Good question, Elza. We don't have the answer to that, to be honest with you. But it's a very good point you're raising, and we will tackle that problem like all the other problems. Cool. All right. I hear like somebody suggesting NPCs as a part of the stories. Yes. Love that idea. So you can have a dialogue with the NPC. Okay. Anything else, Zav?
I mean, it sounds like nobody's excited about this project and we should just abandon it.
We should stop. Let's not do it. Okay. Don't you dare, Kathleen said. Okay, awesome. Well, yeah, it's very encouraging to see a lot of the excitement on the chat here, and we're very grateful that you guys decided to come today. It was a good number of people. I think reached 60 plus people today. So yeah, very exciting. Thank you all for all your amazing ideas and questions and comments. And Lisa, could Koala generate monthly on their side to get around the subscription in WeChat? We will figure it out, Lisa. That's the beauty. You don't have to worry about that. I love how I think Xavier, you were saying this. We want to be basically as if you had your own business. We are your CTO. You don't have to hire a CTO. We are your CTO.
Yeah.
Okay.
CTO stands for Chief Technical Officer. So
yeah. We're your official tech guy.
Yeah.
Or tech person. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. We're very excited about this. And the recording will be available on the Facebook, right, Zev?
It should be,
the Facebook group. So if you're not part of the Facebook group, you should join the Facebook group. And in the meantime, we will get back to work on this.
Yeah, and we can't wait to see your playground story creations. We're going to learn a lot, I feel.
I think we're going to play one different playground story per week during our happy hours, right, Zev? With the team.
Yeah, or one per day, maybe.
Maybe one per day even. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful. All right. We're all super excited, and we hope you have a fantastic weekend.
Great weekend, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.